I'm back. Shit. What's going on, family? I just left about 4-5 hours ago, but we back. The damn it. Look. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you go over to 2 Reacts and 2D Uncensored. I'm dropping everywhere, okay? Today we will also be doing a lot of reactions early as well. So make sure you stay tuned at the Breakfast and Bud. You hear me? You hear me? Hell yes, I feel like it's supposed to be a Friday. Let me tell y'all something serious. Anytime you wake up in the morning with me, it's gonna feel like a Friday, damn it, is what we do. Listen, y'all, we are back. I know my voice sound a little bit ashy. It's because I ain't had no time to just rest my throat. You did. Hey, but we're up in this bitch. Welcome to the Breakfast of Bud morning show. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Now, look, we got a very, very interesting topic today, okay? It's going to be a 2-parter. We're going to have everybody calling in. I got a grown man calling in. It's just certain things that I want to ask certain questions to. Now, if you was tuning in last night, you would know that we covered the whole DDG and Halle whole debacle. Now, it's an ugly ass situation. A lot of you guys know that rapper slash YouTuber slash streamer DDG and his ex-girlfriend Halle, you know what I mean, got into a tussle. Okay? Pictures has been exposed. It's very crazy. Now, a lot of people, y'all hate me sometimes. Because sometimes y'all want me to be the type of reactor that go by the masses. I don't do that. Okay? What we did is we went through the whole 52 pages of the document. I don't listen to Shade Room. I don't listen to Baller Alert. Hell, I don't even listen to the people. I can't trust nobody no more. Social media done fucked it up. So I had to read the document that was black and white. Now, if you missed that, go right to 2 Reacts. You will see everything in detail, okay, about what happened. Now, listen, all of this is still alleged. Even though she was the one to submit this report, doesn't mean that everything is verbatim or true. What it does mean, though, is that she went to the court instead of the internet. And I've been telling niggas for years, when y'all got y'all some money, go to court for the insurance. You got to do that. You got to do that, black man. Listen, I know you guys have accustomed to where y'all had these certain codes that is just in y'all heads. Didn't nobody tell you y'all got to stick to certain codes? Listen, if you have children involved and you're not married, listen to what I'm saying. You're never safe, okay? Men and women. When you out here, you're fucking, you're procreating, you're making children, stop treating these people that is not your husband or wife as your husband or wife. So that means if you are in a relationship, even though it say y'all go together, still go down there and make sure that you outline certain things that is going to be beneficial and formatted for you. Don't trust that love shit. Hell, we'll love on Monday and don't like your ass Wednesday. Don't you understand how that shit work? I'm telling you, I be saying this shit to these dudes. You can buy all these chains, okay? And cars and Maybachs and shit like that. You got all this money. The nigga down the street, Ray, he don't got no bread. So he don't got the luxury to do what you do. Black men with money. Black women with money. Okay? If you have a child and you are not married, which means y'all are not a real family. I know you like to post on Instagram. You take the little shot. Me and my family. That's not your real family yet. It's your family by blood, but not on paper. Stop doing that shit. It's going to hurt you every time. And I've been saying it. I said it. Listen, I said it when DDG went on his rant. Okay, when he said he couldn't see his kid. This is no picking sides. This is showing black men how to go ahead and have a paper trail like women. I don't know why black men sometimes is under the impression that they don't have rights to a kid. You got them. You just got to go down there and read them. See, the problem is y'all don't want to take the time to go and do that shit. Oh, man, fuck that shit, man. I ain't no snitch. You better be. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get that shit structured immediately, okay? I'm just telling the truth, all right? This is going to save y'all lives, okay? This has nothing to do with me picking a side. I have 3 brothers, all right? And I got to tell them the truth, okay? So we're going to be talking, all right? Something very, very interesting, and I want to know this. Now, a lot of people get on this internet and all of a sudden they're perfect patties. We're not going to do that today, all right? There are a number of us who have been young, dumb, and in love, all right? and we have not learned how to deal with our emotions. So we tussle, okay? Not saying that the tussling portion is correct, but what I'm also saying is that is not abnormal as people want to make it seem like on this here internet. Now look, I've been in a relationship that had DV in it one time with a female, and we was over there slapping the shit out of each other. Listen to what I'm saying. We was slapping the shit out of each other. Now, even though we are two women and it ain't really nothing domestic, I still have an obligation because I know that I am the aggressor in the relationship. I know I can slam her on her head. So because of that, I know that I got to have a certain etiquette. I can't just slap her up like she has slapped me up. It's two different slaps. I'm slapping you, you slapping me, but I'm slapping you to Arkansas. So guess what? The Arkansas is going to be a lot worse. No matter how you slice it. Men, you got to think about that. Now look, this is what I'm saying here. I want to know, because I'm looking in these comments and a lot of people are saying certain shit. Now look, I look at certain situations. Person say, man, I don't understand what's wrong with these women. One time a nigga hit me, I'm out. Okay, that's what you say on the internet. Now let's talk about real life. Because sometimes every physical fight is not punching somebody. We have tussled. Oh, I've tussled. You feel me? I brought it up last night. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. Sometimes after we tussle, we make back up, we stay together, and blah, blah, this and that. The difference between us and these folks is that nobody see our shit. Not like that. With them, they got headlights on. So I want to know right now, how many people have stayed after a tussle? Now, a tussle could be a lot of different things. Now, my go-to when I used to be getting slapped in the face is I'd take her and I'd pin her ass down so hard to where she couldn't even move. It'd be like that. I'm not saying it's right. Listen to me. This is a real show. I'm going to give you the real facts. I have done that, okay? Pinned her ass down. Now, my ex was a light bright. I could thump her. You feel me? And she's going to bruise. It doesn't make it right because the hitting is not right from either one of us. But we were both accountable for it because we both had did it. Regardless of the fact if she hit me and I socked her back, I still hit her. It don't matter what the difference is. This is what I'm trying to teach me, and I try to teach my brothers and shit all the fucking time. You're never going to win, okay? Now, I want to know how many women sometimes don't call the police and they stay. Because what they are trying to say is that women sometimes don't know how to leave, okay? And we're going to talk about this shit today, all right? I want to know. Now, a lot of people say I have stayed with my husband. I have hit in the beginning. He has snatched me up to get out of his way. I used to stand being in his face. So cringe thinking about it. Anisha, thank you so much for being honest. Thank you. Okay? Because sometimes a lot of women do not want to take accountability for their part in the situation. Now, no way in the world am I saying Halle Bailey is innocent. Fuck no. I don't think no woman in the United States of America would be completely innocent when it comes down to certain shit. Now, it's some deadbeat ass niggas out there. That's terrible. I get that part. But there also are women who also contributes to the domestic violence, okay? And I'm not saying it's right. Understand, key word, I'm not saying none of this behavior is right. But what I'm saying is we've all been in some form or fashion, you know what I mean, prone to be in domestic violence situations. So let's get back into it. You have stayed, I have stayed because I tussle back. Exactly. Now, we're in a DDG situation, okay? Halle, she dropped pictures. She dropped all type of exhibits. If you want to see the 52-page document and not snippets from the shade room and all of the pictures and all of the evidence so far, then you go look at my channel, Toot Reacts. I just dropped it late last night about 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, go watch it. Don't always get your information from the shade room. Go into the actual files. See, the reason why y'all don't hit those files is because y'all don't like to read. I see it on the shade room. It'd be a paragraph, which means it's only really 2 sentences because the characters is different on Instagram. So y'all let's say, I ain't about to read all that. And it'd be 4 sentences. Shame on y'all. You know what I mean? At one point we really couldn't read and now y'all trying to say y'all ain't gonna want to. Your priorities is fucked up. You did? We used to get hung and beat because we was sneaking to read. Now we can read and y'all don't want to. Hey, listen, this world is cooked, fried, and rotisserie. Y'all got to grow up, all right? Y'all got to chill. You know what I'm saying? The files hits different than what the fuck we see on the shade room. Okay? Period. All right? So listen, this is what I want us to do. We're going to talk about this. I want to know if you were ever in a DV situation. And when I say DV, I mean anything could be domestic, verbal, emotional, whatever you felt fell up under that criteria. I want to know, did you leave in the first incident and did you contribute to it? Okay? This is what I want to know. Women, men, hit me up. Call me. Somebody do me a tester. The phones was acting stank last night. Okay? 678-235-4338. Call me. In 7 minutes, I'm going to talk to a dude. So let me get one call, and then I'm going to turn the lines off for them, and we're going to talk to him, and then we'll get back to it. So I want to know. So Milk Marie said, yes, I have been a few times. I seen it growing up, seen it, yes. I refuse to fight anybody I date. My home is my peace, and it won't be disturbed. That's how mine is now. I agree. Hold on one second. What it do, family?
What's going on, Sue? How you doing? Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, Pooh. What's going on with you? How you doing this Wednesday?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good. I'm on my way to get my car out the shop. You know, it's that annual checkup thing with the cars and stuff. So
Facts.
I'm good.
Okay, I hear that. Now, you see the topic. Have there ever been a situation to where you were with a man or a woman, you feel me, and you are in a relationship and a DV had occurred, whether it was tussling, pushing, pushing you up against whatever the case may be. Have you ever been in a situation like that and stayed?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Who became my husband started out as live-in boyfriend. We were like a partridge family.
Okay.
He had one son and 2 girls. I had 2 boys and 1 daughter. We moved in. 2 of my kids were older, so it was my son and his son. And then I got pregnant with our son. And one day he was gone all damn day. Now, I had been able to put my fingerprint on my man up until that day.
Okay.
And so I had kindly texted him and told him, you do know I'm going to smack the shit out of you when you come in the house. You do know that, right? He didn't respond. He stayed out even longer. Okay, all right, that's fine. You grow. He comes in the house. He walking around like everything is cotton candy and getting his clothes ready for his job that night. And I looked at him. I said, oh, you thought I was playing. He didn't say nothing. He just walked away. So when he came back around, smack, because I don't make no promises I can't keep. Well, when I did that, he grabbed me around my throat.
Okay.
And I'm digging his eyes out, and he basically trying to keep me at arm's length by my throat. Okay, well, our sons broke it up, and everything was everything. Okay, fine. What that did was it showed him, don't play with me. Don't play with me. I will go there with you. I didn't call the police. He did.
Okay.
Because right after our sons broke up, I started cooking. Literally.
What you mean? You went in the kitchen?
Yes, ma'am. We're about to have some midnight snacks. And he didn't quite know what the hell that crazy woman was in there doing. Because, I don't play those games. I am an honest person. My integrity is constantly intact. If you're not happy about something, nigga, leave. The door swing both ways. You understand me? What you're not going to do is play in my face, though. So when I said I was going to do it, I was going to do it. And this dude didn't know what quite she was in there doing. So he called the police. Well, that was the first year we moved in together. I turned into the wife, and we've been together for 16 years. So stop playing with me. Stand up for yourself.
Facts.
Men and women, stand up for yourself. I didn't say draw blood. I didn't say grab weapons and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes when you're dealing with a person that's used to having had that silver platter, because he was, I had learned from the family, this dude did not crawl on the floor. His aunt said he couldn't get dirty. Oh, y'all got me fucked up. Say what? He couldn't what? Okay, well, he gonna learn to crawl with me. His son, he was a spoiled brat because his father had always had women that appeased the son to keep the daddy happy. You got me fucked up. I'm a real mama. No mean no.
I know this.
No mean no.
I know this is kind of off topic, but what you was going to cook in the was you making grits?
I was making breakfast for a snack. I was frying some bacon. I was boiling some water for some grits. Had a little bit of salt in it. Yeah. Yeah.
Word to Al Green.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thank you so much for calling in, family. I appreciate it.
Love you too. Love you. Hey, Mocha Boo, sis. I see you in the chat. Love you too.
I love you. I love you back. Hey, something wrong with y'all. Hey, listen, my mama did shit like that. Look, I watched my mama do shit like this. Now, I watched my mama I watched my mama get up under a man's skin so bad to where I kind of wanted to smack her. You know me? But my mama would do shit like that. Where she'd start talking shit and she'd go to the kitchen and just shake the drawer. He already know the knives is in it. That motherfucker would get gone. You dig what I'm saying? Like, he ain't standing around to see what the fuck she do. And she'd do it on purpose. And see, she gave that man the trauma. He probably can't open no drawers no more to this day. But it's the truth. So I'm so sorry. I be laughing. Listen, let me do a public service announcement. I know sometimes these topics are serious as hell. And I want you to understand that it's not my fault. I see silly in everything. Okay? It's nothing I can do about it. All right? And I don't mean it. And that's why I tell y'all this shit daily, because I will laugh at your ass. I am probably the last person you call for anything. Don't do it. Please don't do it, because it's either I'm silly as hell or I'm going to jail. So it's like I don't got that in between. So sometimes I be trying to keep my face tight. But when she said she went in there to make a snack at night, I knew what she was making, dog. Hey, listen, so we're talking the DDG and the Hallie situation. And we're talking about, do some tussles? Are we staying through some tussles? Now, see, a lot of people always say that. And I've seen so many cases where, just being honest, the woman, in some cases, don't want to call the police on the man. You know what I mean? She didn't really want to tussle, but they tussled. You dig what I mean? But she don't want him to go to jail. And a lot of times women look at that like 8 months later, well, shit, nigga, you stayed when he hit you the first time. Why the fuck would you stay? And a lot of people don't understand that sometimes, bro, we was never breaking up in the first place. We just tussled. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that it's right, because listen, this is a normalcy that we have adapted that is not normal. Okay, I grew up watching domestic violence in so many different facets. I watched my auntie get her ass whooped. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And it's just certain things that we used to just adapt as being part of our culture and part of normal behavior, and it's not. But the thing is, and I said it last night, sometimes, and I mean sometimes, it is very hard for young people to fall in love, be very successful, and navigate correctly through it. Because here's the thing. A lot of entertainers in their older years, or if they're younger than some of these folks, they've already had those experiences where they might have tussled. And tussle don't mean all the time that you punching somebody in the mouth. A tussle is just as harmful as punching somebody in the mouth. Because once you cross the line, sometimes you can't get back. The line's already crossed. So now you know when you go there. And that's why I had to end my relationship that I had domestic violence in. Now, some people can sustain. But the point that we got to, it was very, very critical. Oh, thank you, baby. Look at your little pajamas. I'm like, why you coming here with your ass out? But I had a small one, thank you. So listen, you feel me? Once you cross the line, it's a little bit harder. You know what I'm saying? Is what I'm trying to say. And it happens. Like I was telling the people last night, I was in a relationship, and it started off with just us yelling and going back and forth. All right. But it was also because we were young. And sometimes when kids or when adults are in love in a certain capacity, emotions, you know what I'm saying, overshadow any type of rationale. It's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And we would start off arguing. Then it got to the point where our friends started fighting. We was there to break them up sometimes. And then it just became like, okay, if she hitting her, I don't know what the fuck made her to feel like just because she was getting beat up, I wanted to, because I didn't. You know what I mean? And it started from a situation like that. Leaving the club, we was both tipsy. I loved the fuck out of her. She loved the fuck out of me. You know what I mean? She said something that was crazy. You feel me? Next thing I know, I'm in her face. She seen this girl hit her girl, so she cocked back and tried to swing at me in the middle of the parking lot. I'm more shocked at first, but then the motherfucker was like, what you smiling for? So now we in the parking lot tussling. You dig what I mean? Only because we did not understand how to process certain emotions. Now, there's going to be some people out there, all right, that are just fucking ignorant ass men. No matter how rational, he just might be an idiot, and so might the female. But I'm talking about situations that I know that we've been in. I done seen so many type of motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? So many type of people in this chat who just get on on social media and act like they never been involved in certain things. And I don't like that on my channel. I'm telling you the fucking truth. You feel me? Every tussle does not or will not lead to police being called. People being told. When we fought, nobody knew. You know what I mean? It was something that we left in our house, but it was something that had already crossed the lines. Now listen, let me tell you something. Once you get into a situation, in a lot of cases, not all, but in a lot of cases, once a nigga throw that punch, it's no going back. And I mean never, okay? Because the line has already been crossed. And once a nigga punch you, they gonna know they can do it again because it becomes a makeup. And all of a sudden, the makeup sometimes feels so good to where you don't even give a fuck about the drama portion of it. It's crazy how we do it. Now listen, call me up right now. 678-235-4338. I want to know, is a woman weak as fuck if they got to tussling with a man? Now keep in mind, I'm also saying if it was a mutual encounter. Because let me tell you one thing. Now, we went through all 52 pages of that document. The number one thing that she got a respect for me in saying is that we fought each other. She never made it seem like he was always the aggressor. She did take accountability. Now, in situations like that, when us as women, now I've seen one of my homegirls slap the shit out of her man just because he's supposed to be the man and not hit back. And because he's always practiced that morality, she felt like she could just slap him around. That's fucked up to me. We gonna talk about all this shit. Let's not pretend now. You need?
Call from
Daddy.
Hey, baby.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Day.
It's question. Hey, family. Hey.
Hey.
First, let me go with the first question.
Okay.
Yes, I have been in a tussle. Was it my fault? Partially, because my mouth. Yes, it was. Did I say? Yes, I did, because at the time, the dick was good. So, yes, let's get over it. It happened. It did it. I did it. Yes. Yes, I did. Now, next question. Two.
I'm listening. God damn, Daddy. I'm listening.
I'm just saying. That's the truth, yeah. Now, am I super for saying? No, because I was in love. It was my husband at the time. And yes, I loved him, and I dealt with it. Was I slow for saying? Now I think I was. But then, in the moment, no. I wasn't wrong because I was blind. I was in love. It was, yeah, we had a little little tussle. Nobody knew. Everybody thought we were still perfect. So, that's what I thought in the moment.
Got you.
But now I say, drag that nigga by his nose, take your shit and go. It's what I would say now.
Okay.
Then I didn't know my worth. Then I accepted because I thought I had to keep the facade, to keep the happy marriage. But now I be like, fuck that nigga. Bitch, you got the role, because I'm not playing with it. It is what it is, you know, and that's that.
Well said. Thank you so much, Day Ski.
Thank you. I see you on the 25th.
I see you then, boo. I actually be there. I'll be there a day early, but I see you then.
Yep, nobody see you day early. Bye.
All right. Now listen, we're talking the DDG Hallie situation, and I want to know how y'all feel about the situation as well, because this is some deep shit.
Call from Love Dogs Kennel and Grooming.
Hello?
Hey, Sue.
Oh shit, it was a recording. I was like, why they sound like AI calling here? I thought it was about to be some shit. Hey, Pookie.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing pretty dandy, and yourself?
I'm good. I'm so happy to hear from you.
I'm happy to hear from you too. Now listen, you heard the topic. What is your overall opinion on the situation? Do you think that DDG is an abuser, or do you think this is a young man who haven't learned how to process emotions, him and Haley? Because I hate this for the both of them, and a lot of people don't understand that it's gonna hurt the both of them. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the fact, because people are going to have their own reasons on why they were upset at them. So what is your take on this?
I think that he probably just was, he young. So the emotions, when you young, you just do silly stuff. And I was an aggressor, and I was young, and I would fight. So I kind of understand a little bit, but I feel like I have a son, so I really want to teach him, like, don't put your hands on a girl no matter what.
Facts.
But it is kind of hard when a girl hits you. Like, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to defend yourself, but I really want to teach my son, just hold her down and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, real, because you're more powerful than a girl.
Facts.
But I understand both sides, because I was an aggressor. I'm in a relationship. And me and my dude, we get into it here and there. He don't beat me, but we've had little spats. But like the last spat, I broke his finger too. And oh, that finger looked so crazy. I felt so bad, but I was laughing inside because I felt like, I bet you won't put your hands on me no more.
How you break his finger?
We was in the car, and he said something, and we were arguing, and I was about to get out the car. He grabbed I think I had a sweatshirt on, so I was down, like in his, like, kind of like down towards, like, the middle console. So I just, like, I kind of was, my head was down, but I felt his finger, and I just snapped it, too.
So let me ask you something. He was driving?
No, we were sitting in front of my house.
Okay, but I mean, he was in the driver's seat?
Yeah, he was in the driver's seat.
And you went to go get out the passenger seat, and he slung you down to the middle. Now, the reason why I was asking you that, because when I was reading, I was seeing a lot of comments, and they were saying with the DDG situation, like, how could she have hit the steering wheel if, you know what I'm saying, if he was driving? And now I'm looking at what you were saying in real time, being in the driver's seat, he grabbing you and slung you. It's easy for that to happen, but, you know, doing a little tussle. So I was just asking that. So are y'all still, I mean, how long did y'all stay together, or are y'all still together?
We still together. We've been together for 7 years, and I think it kind of taught him a lesson, because, like I said, we laughed about it afterwards, and I said, I bet you won't put your hands on me no more, and he kind of snickered and laughed, and we joked about it. So I feel like he kind of learned his lesson. I do.
Awesome. Thank you so much, family.
You're welcome. And also, I wanted to let you know, when I have a litter drop down, if you ever want a Shih Tzu or a Pomeranian, I'm in Cleveland, and I will give you one for free. I know your baby. I know about the dogs. I know. I'm so sorry about your dog. But I love you. Have a great day, too.
You as well. Thank you, Pookie.
Call from
Your Earth Angels speak.
You're my angel. Hey, what's up, girl?
Hello, my dear.
How you doing, Pumpkin? You know I was gonna hit you with them vocals. You know they be want to sign me. You did. They be want to sign me.
First of all, so there's a couple things I want to say. I love you the most.
I love you back. Okay.
I already won. See, now. The other thing I want to say is this. In reference to the topic, okay, and I want to be real careful, and I want to be real. I ain't fake.
Okay.
So I don't want to come off fake, but it's two angles that I want to speak this from.
Yes, you have to. Go ahead.
I want to speak this from the angle as if young folk are on listening to us, okay? Young folks who, in the throes of their trauma, the stuff they going through, and not really understanding how to deal with themselves or other people. All right. So then I also want to speak this from the aspect of those of us who we didn't learn. We didn't got it. We understand our wrongs and the others. So let me say this. I'm 53 now, but back in the day, when I was younger, I had experienced abusive relationships. But I had already been traumatized by watching my mama get her tail whooped. So it kind of put a thing in me refusing to be her. Okay? But I found myself being her anyway because I had been in a relationship and I had, chose him even when I should have left, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of young people, they don't understand that what trauma bonding is.
Facts. It's
then
real.
When you done been through, right. Then when you done seen your mom and your aunties, stay, we showing them that this is what we do. This is how you do it, right? So, I'm going to speak it in this way here. You got to know when to tap out. Real talk.
Yeah.
You got to know when to tap out. Okay? You got to understand that, we know right from wrong. We know good from bad. And if something is not making you feel good or making you do good, you got to tap out. So whether it's you taking the hits or you giving them, right? We can't control folks. We can't make them love us. We can't make them love us the way we want to. We can't make them act right, none of that. We can't respond to a person that we love physically. Right? If you say you love me, if I say I love you, do I really want to hurt you? You feel what I'm saying? So again, it's a lot of angles that we can look at this and speak it, right? But real talk, which one make the most sense? Which one make the most sense? I don't want young women out here thinking that it's okay to, be trying to force a man to respect them and force a man to come in on time and force a man to give up. No, because we can't force nobody to do nothing.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Nothing, right? And I also don't want, to give off the message of, I'm big and bad because I done said it with my chest. I done put my Mac hand down. No. No, that's not a good look either.
Exactly.
But either side.
On either side.
Right?
Well said.
So again, reality is reality. It happens. Right? But I just want to be mindful of the message that we sending.
Facts.
As we're commenting and responding.
That's absolute. You hit the nail on the head. I agree. Thank you so much for calling.
You're welcome, and I love you, my dear.
I love you back. Well said. Well said.
Call from
Juice.
Juice, what it do?
Hey, sis. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing all right. And yourself?
Good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. I just want to say the whole situation is so messed up. It's so sad. I've been following DDG for a long time.
Me too.
And it seems like she's a saint, but no one's a saint. You feel me? So
no one.
There's something to her character that we don't know. And on the situation, I've been the aggressor and I've been the abuser. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, you get to the point where sometimes you just got tussling. Like we in a fight. I'm not going to go get I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying you can't just go get order of protection if you're saying y'all was in a physical fight. Like, we don't know who started it. I feel like we weren't there. We don't really know what happened. I do feel like Gigi's not handling the situation correctly because he is going online. He did say free Halo. They started that hashtag, but he also did tell them stop saying that. Now, people who really watch him, he did say stop saying that. I'm not saying Hallie's wrong. I just have a couple of questions that maybe someone can help me answer because, one, did she need permission from the courts to take the baby to Italy in the first place? Yeah. So is that why we're doing this? Did he say, you can't take the baby to Italy for 2 months? And she said, well, you know what? I got proof on you. I'm about to take you to court, and I'm not doing it no more with you. And why was the Brent thing the last straw? If a guy beating on me, took my kid to his mother's house, then you telling me you drove in his car, y'all was in his car to his mother's house, you hysterical, beat up, chipped tooth, hysterical in his house, and you stayed there till your Uber came or something? Like, how you got home?
She left. I guess I don't know how I don't know. But what I did know is what I did do is and just on both, because I just been looking at it from both perspectives.
Yes,
I'm very fond of both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
now,
ma'am.
Lord knows I have been following DDG a lot longer. You know what I'm saying? But look, we got into the 52-page document, okay? And it wasn't until I I got to pull it up right now. I'll show a little bit. And I was going to go ahead and show you some things. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people think just because it's new to us, you feel me, that this is the first time she had a outburst or a response to his behavior. When you look at this, when you look at this 52-page document, and this is exactly why I don't go on certain shade rooms and shit, because you got to look at it in black and white. Now it's been issued since January that she never spoke on. Okay. Now this is what we got to look at, because we do got to look at both perspectives. Do I think this was a situation where two young people didn't know how to handle emotions and they tussled? Hell yes, I do. You know what I mean? But this is what I got to look at. Now in January, there was a situation. She didn't say nothing. Okay. In March, there was another situation where it was the first physical situation where she has a file and documents submitted. Again, she didn't say nothing. Now, this is where I get a little bit upset with DDG. There have been incidents of y'all tussling, whether or not it might not have been pushing, but regardless of the fact, there have been evidence of y'all tussling. In that event, if y'all have been tussling, bro, don't go online and antagonize somebody that is already sparing you. Please.
Yeah, because she got evidence of you, because it makes no sense. I do find it interesting because I remember the Ruby bruises, but did you notice that both of the girls have bruises in the same area?
I mean, because it looks like what it is.
He was grabbing them.
That's what it looks like to me, that he might have just grabbed them up, shook them up, pinned them on the bed. I know how that rolls. It looks like that too. I do. Too. I mean, even with the chipped tooth, I don't feel like it came from him maliciously trying to punch her in her face. They was tussling. So. They was tussling. She hit something and it chipped. Look, it's not a lot about.
Not to cut you off here. There's a video though of her talking about her chipped tooth. Talking about, I'm going to the dentist today to get my tooth fixed.
Yeah, but what we gotta do is, like, when we go online and we see that, we gotta see everything in its entirety, okay? Because I'm gonna show that later on, so I can save a lot of people. She did chip her tooth before. Her and Chloe did, okay? She chipped her tooth, but she also got her tooth fixed. All right. So there was. So listen, when you get your tooth, listen, we know how it works. That motherfucker might not always stay sturdy. Regardless of the fact, I don't think it was a malicious way on how the tooth was chipped, but it happened regardless in the count to what happened. I don't think that things as bad as it's bad, because I don't want to send across that neither one of them should be fighting. But what I'm saying is that I just wish people would find my videos, because I could have spared them this 2 years ago. Soon as Halo was born, I don't care that they was in love. I said, DDG, go get your parental shit taken care of as a man with your money. You got it. Y'all heard me say it.
And we've been saying he didn't want to go.
And
it's crazy because it's like, first of all, in January, when y'all got into the first fight and you drove off, y'all should have never been in contact again. I never would have went over there. And if a dude really was whooping on me, chipped my tooth, and broke into my house, he would have had no opportunity to ever come back.
Facts. Thank you so much for calling, Bookie.
Yes, ma'am. I can go back on the live now, Boo. Bye.
All right, listen. Let me paint a picture, because I want to share something. I mean, I want to just point out something. I'm gonna pull it up. I seen somebody said, "Why did she get in the car?" We can ask a lot of things. Okay, we can say, "Why did she get in the car? Why did DDG get mad? Why? This is not a why situation at this point. This is a situation where two young people, all right, need to be able to learn how to be able to coexist in a way that does not do this. Now, let me explain something else. I want people to get off TikTok, please, all right? I know sometimes it's so much easier to listen to somebody tell you a story than to read it yourself, all right? There was a lot of things that I learned by looking at the authentic paperwork. Now listen, this is just her account. This is not saying that everything is correct. It is just saying this is what I believe to be true. I swear to it. And this is the information that I have to back it up. All right. Now look, there's a lot of things that was a little bothersome to me. And I'm going to be real, okay? It was 5 things that stood out when it came down to this declaration, all right? And one of the things was, I hate that the witness that the witness that was there to witness whatever the tussle may have been was their son, okay? That's a fault that they both share. Stop doing this pointing the finger shit. It's not cute. It's not a right or wrong in this shit. It's because what's happening is families are being dismantled. All right. So for 1 second, I want everybody to come out their feelings and look at a bigger spectrum here. All right. That was the one thing that I hated to see for the both of them. Their son was the witness to the fuckery, whether it was verbal, whether it was emotional, whatever the fuck, he was the one that was witness to it. All right. We see Halo every day. He's like a nephew to all of us. He's very, 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 very smart. Being that I feel like he can definitely pick up on certain energies from mom and dad. Number 2 of the thing that I didn't like, okay? I didn't like on DDG's behalf, I would say this. I didn't like the stipulations that he is under. He should be able to talk about his son. Now, I don't think that he should talk about the free Halo. I agree with that. I've been saying that from the beginning. But there is no way that I feel like a court should stop a man for at least saying how much he loves his son. He should be able to share whatever he is experiencing with his son with his following. Now, I don't agree with that shit. Now, I did have a third one, but I had to kind of change and fall back on that one. Only because kidnapping, I understood when there's a co-parenting situation. If a person's supposed to be home by 2 p.m. and if they ain't called the other parent and it is not 9 p.m., that would be labeled as kidnapping, even though you know that he ain't going out of the country. They label it as that. Because I had a problem with that too. Because she did also fill out, she checked the box when she said that she felt that this. Now, when I looked at her declaration, she was speaking on him getting Halo and just feeling like he could bring him back whenever he wanted. All right. And that's where that came from. Number 4 that stood out to me. She always seemed to have a great line of communication with a third party, which is DDG's mom. Now, y'all ain't see some of the things on this declaration. So before everybody be in my comments and everybody just be looking at some shade room shit, talking shit, and not looking at the whole thing, I'm going to bring you down to the exhibits and the whole, the exhibits and some of the text messages. Because there was text messages and there's pieces of paper that y'all ain't seen. And there was communication that she had with Mama DDG in regards to Halo, in him getting Halo. Now, there's one thing that did stand out to me, and I'm going to be real, because just like I'm reading Haley, I'm going to also read DDG. Now, there was a time on his text message, and y'all know I'm a DDG head. Y'all know this shit hurt me. It ain't funny to me, bro. Y'all know for a fact that there was a time where DDG came on this here internet and said that he could not see his son. This text message proved different. Now, that's the only thing that also pissed me off. Other than that, I feel like this was a situation that was shared. I will give Haley a little bit of props on this behalf when it came down to her taking accountability and saying, we fought each other. She didn't just say that she was a victim. That's why I want y'all folks to read before y'all get in these comments looking stupid in the fuck. These were wrongs shared by both parties. Both. The only difference between these two is one went to the internet and one went to court. You see the difference? This public opinion shit means absolutely nothing. I said when Halo was born, when they was still in love. Hey man, I'm happy they together. But DDG, go in there and drop that paperwork, bro. Y'all ain't married yet. Get all that custody and visitations and shit together. Said it. Y'all was on my stream. I don't give a fuck about love because I got a brother. And that love shit ain't gonna protect him. Okay? I screamed it. Screamed it to Corey, screamed it to Chris, screamed it to every fucking body. But then I come across looking like I'm a nigga who don't give a fuck about men. I do give a fuck about y'all. That's why I'm screaming it. You gotta go to court. Period. Put that shit. If that ain't your wife, put that shit in writing. God damn it. Seriously. Now these are the exhibits, and it looks like handprints. That's what it looks like to me. I would feel a lot worse if her face was, in a, I'm not saying it's right, but we know for a fact that he might have a grabbing problem, if nothing else. Still don't make it right. So we see the bruises. We see the tooth. Now, this is what I don't like. And I'm going to get on both of their ass. I'm going to cook on both of their ass, okay? What I don't like is don't be online making it seem like to the masses that you over somebody that you're not. Because when you're over someone, you're not doing this. Taking pictures, looking at a bed being ruffled, and automatically thinking, oh my God, this looked like this might have been two people in here. You can't do that, bro. I'm just keeping it a stack. You can't do that, bro. That would have scared me too. Because I ain't in the picture. Nigga, what is you doing? You know what I mean? He come back and say, now I know what you've been on, laughing out loud. You can pick up Halo from George. I have to go to work. Okay? Another thing that stood out, okay? With this here, she did make a report on March 7th, all right? One thing I can honestly give her credit for is that we never knew about it. It was situations that was happening since January. I haven't heard about any, this girl has never said nothing. A lot of people think that she out of this. She didn't, okay? I want you guys to understand that TMZ has somebody that works in Los Angeles, and it is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that is going to go through that motherfucking office without them being privy to it first. The same situation which y'all thought with Megan, okay? Megan would have went home. Tory would have dropped her off. Y'all seen she was already in the motherfucking car leaking. The incident had already happened. What happened was TMZ got involved soon as shit came over the radio and the helicopters came. That's what fucked it up. Y'all always blaming women. You're blaming men when sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with either one. And I'm sick of it. It's just bothersome. Okay? Because this is March 7th and I never had heard anything about any type of DV incident. All right? Now here's the thing, men. And I want to be able to say this shit to y'all. Because y'all pissing me off with a certain thing too. Don't say that a bitch ain't ride or die when they've been protecting you for months. And I'm not saying this particular case. Because sometimes it's not months, it's years. Don't say, oh yeah, you know what I mean? You ain't a ride or die because the first time they want to goddamn put theyself first, you mad after 19 times. Stop that shit. It's ridiculous. March 7th, this girl never went onto the internet and said anything about a goddamn DV incident. Never once did I hear anything. Now, if she said it, somebody sent it to me so I can see it. But I do know after March 7th, he went on that motherfucker and said he couldn't see his son. Now, the way that I look at it, if I know we both been living foul, I'm not coming to the internet. That's just me. That's just me. You already sparing me a little bit. Let me just shut the fuck up, and I'm going to go straight to the court and say, hey, look, I love my son. Me and his mom ain't working it out, but I want to go ahead and get a schedule into place. Right now, I want to do that. Protect yourself. That's all I'm saying. Now, let's keep going down a little bit more. Just pointing the finger shit when everybody. Now, she basically has this drawn up to where this is the travel agreements that she had in place. She put something in place for DDG Mama on the days here, April 5th to 25th. She put on that mug. All she stipulated is this. Listen, all I want is that Halo is returned to me on April 11th. Not April 12th, not April 13th. We're no longer in a co-parenting relationship. We're no longer in a relationship. We're co-parenting. So therefore, we have to have guidelines and boundaries. That's it. That's all. Okay. So look, she signs it, whatever. So I guess Halo gets there. Okay. She's conversating with Miss Tanya. This is Sunday, April 20th. All right? Now, I want people to pay attention to some shit. This paperwork is in regards to here, okay? She's telling them right now what's coming up. This is what this thing goes with, all right? So here's a text message in regards to it. It's April 20th. I'm back end of the month. He misses you too. Mama DDG say, yay, that's not too long. No, that's not too long, laughing out loud. April 21st. Haley say, hey, just wanted to keep you in the loop. We will be back on the 11th now. Haven't heard about Moo getting Halo later this week, as we likely talked about before. If he would be in town, would you like to get him the 27th and return him on the 4th? Otherwise, I can keep him until we're back, but just wanted to let you know we'll be back on the 11th. She said, okay, and I would double check with him and let you know. So it looks like them both, they were trying at one point to be able to have a third point of reference. They at least was able to recognize, look, we can't get along. Let's appoint Mama DDG. You feel what I'm saying? So it looked like it was starting off good, all right? She says, hi, I forgot to text you. He said that he will wait until you get back to get him. Now, this was the thing that made me mad with DDG. Because you got online and you made it seem like you couldn't see your son, but you were the reason why on this particular time. Now, I'm not saying all the other ones, but on this particular time, you know what I mean? This was something that you pretty much, it was your stipulations. But then you came on and you had them dragging that girl for no reason. I will say it on that one, okay? Now, Mama DDG say, hey, just thinking about y'all. Looks like she sent a picture of the baby and her, or whoever the case may be. All right? Exhibit 6. Here's where everything started going crazy. After, you know what I'm saying? And you can't do it. You shouldn't do that. So here's all of the downfall. This is the things that she was seeing off something she felt, I guess, at this particular time that she was in communication with. Now, these here, I'm not gonna even lie to you. This tomorrow shit got me fucking blowed. I don't know how shit can see tomorrow. I don't know how they can say that. I don't know. I don't know how that works. So I don't know. That was questionable to me. But what I can confirm was these folks was nowhere near each other on this island. All right. And I don't understand why that would have mattered. But it seems to me that they both still love each other. And that's just that. Okay. Yeah. So Exhibit 8. I guess it was on Mother's Day when the Brent Fire ass shit. I wish DDG wouldn't watch Academic Stream because I kind of feel like they got into his head with that. And he was automatically just thinking that his girl was on an island with another man, and that was not the case. And I'm not going to say that it's not like something we ain't all went through. Shit, I thought somebody was with somebody else and they wasn't. I acted an ass. You feel me? But, you know, I wish that the social media shit wasn't like this because I feel like that made it a lot worse. And this was the message that was sent, that she sent back to him. Daryl, are you not tired of harassing me? You make up a new lie on me every day. I'm in St. Lucia having fun with Shermay and Chloe. Not with any man out here. I wouldn't do that. I have Halo. I told your mom I was going to be with my sister last week. Please let me enjoy my Mother's Day in peace. I hope you are okay and feel better soon. Now. Hold on, here I go. When you see everything, I will say when I was reading her declaration, I got a lot of things, but I didn't really get bitter. What I got is spiteful on both behalves. That's what I got. I don't think that she was with Brent. I don't. And the reason being is because I really feel like she still loved DDG, but it comes with a lot. Being that his fan base sometimes can be so overbearing in situations like this. It's a lot of y'all that's in that paperwork too. Some of y'all who was threatening her and shit. You know what I mean? Y'all in there. y'all love that shit. y'all in the affidavits. I should have shown some of y'all. You did? It never gave bitter to me at all. And I'm just being honest. What it gives to me is I feel like it was two people trying to navigate into something that came with a lot of shit on both of their parts, and a lot of people don't know how to handle it. Look, we witnessed it with Chris Brown and Rihanna, and I'm not saying that their former DV was as bad as them, but it's the same exchange. It's two kids in love, very rich, very powerful, and the world is watching them, even as they make mistakes. And then the world began to look at their mistakes like they never made them, and that's the part that I don't get with. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like domestic violence is okay on either part. On either party. You feel what I mean? But it happens. And it's fucked up. You dig? And I hate this for the both of them because both of them won't win in this situation. I know a lot of people is looking at DDG like, you know what I'm saying, oh my God, he gonna be canceled. He will not. He won't be canceled. He will have a stain. He will have a blemish. Shit, it's been 25 years and Chris still can't do certain things. Will he be able to make money? Yes, he will. You feel what I mean? He's been having a solid fan base for 10 years. I really don't think it's going to affect him bad. Now, will it sometimes close certain doors that he may have gotten into? Hell yeah, it will. That's part of the stain. That's part of the stain that still follow Chris Brown. Chris is the most talented motherfucker in the world. We both know that it was a mutual tussle in that car. And regardless of the fact that he's still making money and he's still prospering, there's still going to be certain places that he won't be able to get into just because of that stain. That's just the truth of it. You feel me? But it's going to be a little hard. I'm not going to lie. With Haley, the women is dogging her just as much. I ain't making this up. Can't even make this up. Women on there like, bitch, I ain't got no sympathy for you. We told you not to be with him. She going through it too. Both of them lost in this situation. It's lose-lose. So stop pointing the finger at either one. I really feel like this was a situation that both had wrongdoing in. I'm not saying that one was bigger than the other. It was. We see it. You did. But the difference is one went to court and one went to the internet. You won't win. Hey, we about to talk to somebody because I want to ask a dude something real quick. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. She got a lot of things that can back up what she's saying. It makes me wonder why when everybody was telling DDG to go to court, if this was one of the things that he was worried about because he knew that he had been in some situations. And that could be it. Because I remember I was on the stream and the whole chat was like, nigga, just go to court. You know what I'm saying? Please. And then this happened, so. What it do, family?
What up, Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good. What's happening with you?
Not much. How you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling as great as I can feel. You feel me? Happy Wednesday to you, bro. Listen, I wanted to ask a grown ass man certain questions when it comes down to things. Now, you know, sometimes, a lot of times, women, we look at things from a certain perspective, and our perspective don't align sometimes because women sometimes do look at more things from emotional standpoint. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. Now, in the news right now, I don't know if you've seen it. You've seen the situation with DDG and Halle Bailey. You know what I mean? Or whatever. They done got into a tussle. Now they're 27 or 26 years old. Okay, both of them. And they're both very rich. And they got into a tussle more than once. Okay, it's been, I think when I looked at the paperwork, it was 2 to 5 different accounts where something has happened. Now, have you ever been in a situation where you might have been dating a female when you were younger or whenever, and y'all got into a tussle, whether or not you might not have punched her, but you might have threw her to the floor, grabbed her, anything like this. Have you ever been in one of those type of situations as a man?
Yes.
Okay. Now, give me, like, walk me to what happened in that situation.
All right. Well, I'm trying to be concise, but basically, just to add context to the story. So I came from an abusive household.
Okay.
So my father, he was abusive towards my mother.
Okay.
And growing up, I was always against it. But like when I got into the real world and in relationships, and I got into an abusive relationship with my first girlfriend, that's what kind of triggered some of the things that I had did.
Okay.
And so like we would fight. Like, she might just haul off and just swing on me, then we'd be fighting. I feel like that's totally against for a woman to do. I wouldn't be punching her or nothing like that, but I'd probably choke her, probably slap her, and try to throw her down. If me holding her down isn't good enough, then I might have to go to more drastic measures. But over time, so that ended up going into my relationship with my daughter mom. And one time she had did something, and she would act like she was going to hit me or something like that. And I didn't want to hit her, so I grabbed her, and I pushed her on the bed, and she bounced off of the bed, and her arm went through the window, and she had to get like 60 stitches in her arm.
Oh, shit.
So that right there just kind of told me, like, you can't even grab a woman and, like, push them down or nothing like that, because anything can happen. Imagine if that would have been her head or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So in most circumstances, it's just best to walk away before the argument get to its peak. You know what I'm saying? Because a man can physically dominate a woman, but verbally he can't dominate her.
Hey, you just said a word. You just said a word.
And as women, even when men try to hide their insecurities, y'all study men, so y'all know men. That's why I think Betty Wright say you never know she could be, with Snoop remix, you never know she could be learning a man, earning a man at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because a woman, she studies your habits, she studies your characteristics, and then she knows your insecurities. So when y'all get into an argument, she gonna weaponize her mouth against you, and because you know you can't be her verbally, you gonna go into something physically. So it's just best to walk away before y'all get to that point, in my opinion.
Hey, but you know what? You said a word. You said something that was really crazy. That's gonna stick with me, because you said, you know, women can't physically dominate a man, but they can verbally. And it's crazy because when I'm looking at the affidavit, even though with DDG and Hallie, right? Even though what she wrote in the affidavit, she said it started off when she was trying to establish a schedule in regards to, you know, visitation or just a schedule between her and her baby daddy in regards to the baby. She said it started off as a verbal altercation. Now, a lot of people, and I've said this, I don't feel like Hallie is innocent in this, no matter who she depicts. And I do feel like sometimes women can use words as weapons, because I've seen it. I've seen a woman belittle a man so bad to where it was almost like she took his pride from him. And at that point, he hauled off and hit her. And I'm not saying that it's right, but women gotta also, I feel, gotta take accountability too when it comes down to that shit, because it works both ways. Even though you ain't hit them, you verbally abused them with some of the shit you said too. It works both ways. Now let me ask you another question. We're in this culture now to where relationships and things are not structured the way that they used to. You know, some of our parents or whatever like that. I mean, even when granddaddy cheated back in the day, nobody could approach grandma, period. You feel me? It was a standard and everything. But it was also a role that men and women used to play. How do you feel about gender roles? Do you feel like that men and women should have certain roles that they stay in and stay there? Or do you feel like there should be no boundaries when it comes down to gender roles as far as men and women are concerned?
Me personally, I feel like you have to change with the times. The times calls for different roles and positions to be filled. Now, as a team, all right, I might be the point guard, you know, and my girl might be the shooting guard. So just because she the shooting guard don't mean that she can't dribble and facilitate either. It's whatever the circumstances call for her to be. So with me and my situation is my father, he was he kind of like made my mom like his personal slave, where she cooked, she cleaned, she did everything, and I vowed not to be like that. And plus I like being an independent man, so I do 90% of the cooking in my relationship, and I also do my own laundry because my girl, she probably has other things she has to attend to too. Now if I ask her to do my stuff, I expect her to do it. You follow what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because we all going through stuff, and I don't want to overwhelm you with your life burdens and things that you got to go through and 10 of your kids, and I don't want to compile that with things that I need done as well that I can kind of do for myself, so I can try to lighten the burden. And then secondly, the roles of our grandparents is different.
Facts.
When our grandparents and my grandmas was in the house, all of those were their kids together. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Now we going into an already made family, so the roles have to change. You follow me?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so a lot of people don't take that into context. You know, they be like, well, my grandpa back then, he did all the working and he paid all the bills, and my mama didn't have to do nothing. Yeah, he did that because that was his entire family. Now I'm getting with you, and you got 10 kids, and I only got one.
Facts. I want to say something to somebody in the comments. Kia M said, I am shocked that this platform is even taking this position. I'm honestly disappointed. Your words do not warrant physical attack. When anyone put hands on someone, they deserve the full consequences. We've been saying that the whole time, Kia. See, the thing about it is, what you got to understand, when it comes down to these topics, you have to peel back all layers. This platform does not have a position. Okay, we can only talk about everything that transpired and open up these for all discussions. Because one thing that I can say, Kia, is that no matter what we want to say or how we want to splice it, words don't warrant a physical attack at all. They don't. But it happens. So what we got to do on this platform is we cannot be make-believe. We have to be realistic, okay? So in being realistic is being able to explore every dynamic of what this is, all right? Even the uncomfortable shit. So what we're not doing is not agreeing with a certain stance. What we are is we're understanding how some things in our community is labeled normal that is not. And a lot of people experience what we're talking about right this second because words don't warrant physical attacks. We know that. Hopefully we know that. It shouldn't, but it does in our community. And to fix it, we have to have these uncomfortable conversations to know where to start. Everybody don't have moral compasses. Everybody didn't grow up in the same households. What you might consider normal, she might not. So for us to be able to bridge the gap, we have to talk. That's it. That's all. Anything other than that is crazy. Now, what you were saying?
Can I chime in on that?
Yeah, please chime.
What we need to understand is that it's power in the words. Even the Bible tell you, you know what I'm saying? God said be and it is, and the word became flesh. Words have the ability to build, kill, or destroy. And you may not physically kill somebody, but you can emotionally and spiritually kill somebody by the things that you say. We all humans and we react to things differently. Do I condone a man putting his hands on a woman because she's talking crazy? No. But can your words cut him so deep that he feels like that's his only alternative? Does that make it right? No, it doesn't make it right.
Don't.
But if we all understand our place in life and we found and we use respect for one another as a guide to communicate with one another effectively, hopefully we won't get to that situation because, as you said, we all come from different type of backgrounds. Like some of us had traumas and we need to go to therapy for it, but we don't even know how to resolve or have a healthy argument or debate with somebody without it getting heated or hostile.
Facts.
So she has to take that into account too, though. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Everybody doesn't have the same understanding that she has. Some other people, they was probably verbally abused their whole life, and when they get put in a situation like that, then they want to act out. And I'm not saying that that's right. Me ain't condoning that at all. I'm just saying that as a team and as a partnership, we need to respect one another so it never gets to that point.
Exactly. And that's the point. Because, see, people don't understand that physical abuse, 9 times out of 10 in all situations, now there's going to be some sick-ass folks, like we said before, who don't have no restraint. But the reason why I wanted to zoom in on the context of conversation and verbal abuse is because 9 times out of 10, that is the stepping stone before the physical shit even transpire. And what I don't want on my platform, okay? I don't want to have a platform where we don't acknowledge, all right, the wrongdoings that women and men can sometimes be responsible for. Yes, the fuck, it is wrong for anybody, any man, to put his hands on a woman. I watched it with so many people in my family, but I also watched my mama, okay? I also watched my mama say certain derogatory things to where when you're dealing with a man who was not blessed enough to grow up in a household where emotions is learned how to be handled, I watch how easy it is for that motherfucking shit to clash. That's what I want to talk about on my platform, period. You feel me? We got to get to the root of the problem before we can fix it. We got to do that. And you have to be open-minded enough at some point to say, look, my nigga, this is something we both shared because, look, I could have did this better. And we got to be able to be accountable, men and women. It's not a blame game. It's a whole ethnicity problem in our community. Now, listen, I got another question, right? This is something that I always talk to a lot of men about. Now, we have this thing to where I've heard in certain situations where men feel like women mess up the family sometimes if they decide to leave their dude for cheating. Example, say for instance, you're dating a woman, right? And y'all share a kid with each other. Y'all got a family. Y'all live with each other, all right? You cheat on your girl, all right? And it might not have been the first time. It could be the first time. Let's just say this is the first time you cheated on your girl, you know what I mean, or whatever, and she finds out. She says to you, I'm not going to be with you no more. I want us to break up. We're not married no more. I don't want to be with you no more, yada, yada, yada. Do you think sometimes that a woman making that decision is selfish?
No, I don't think so because she has to protect her sanity too. You know, so if a guy's, I mean, I can only imagine like being cheated on. Like, first off, women strong as hell because ain't no man gonna stay with being cheated on by no woman. But it's men and women cheat for 2 totally different reasons too. And a woman cheating is totally different than a man cheating too. But we get off into that conversation on another time. But I don't mind a woman leaving a man for cheating because that stuff will drive you crazy and don't nobody want to deal with because mental wounds tend to scar deeper than physical wounds. So she may not want to keep reliving the fact that you in the bed touching another woman, kissing her the way that you kissing her, doing everything that you doing to her, because women be wanting to know details too, like, damn, nigga, did you tongue kiss her? Did you do her like you did me? And, you know, a person living with that, and you can't just erase those thoughts out of your mind, so that's hard to live with. I'd rather a woman leave than to be with me and make both of us miserable. You know what I'm saying?
I asked different men that question because I get different responses with it. I've talked to one guy before and he said, listen, if we have a family, you dig, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do as far as providing, I'm a great man, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Sometimes it's just in my nature to have to go ahead and I guess sow his royal oats. So in the midst of that, there had been a couple of times where he had cheated. The wife found out and he felt as if she was being selfish to break up the family, you know what I'm saying, by trying to prove a point of independence. In other words, saying, hey, this got to do with me and you. This have nothing to do with the kids. Why stop the kids from waking up every morning seeing mom and dad because you can't handle your emotions, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and fuck up the family? A grown man has told me that. So I ask every man that because I be wanting to understand y'all mindsets, because in my personal opinion, I feel like it could have the same domino effect, because mama won't be the same even if she chose to stay. I don't feel like mama is she's not gonna be emotionally sound to be able to love her kids correctly. I mean, when she probably would play with her children, she's now in the bed crying, you know what I'm saying, because she's got to deal with the shit that her man and did. And I feel like it has more of a lasting effect on the child that way as well, because they can feel it. So you saying that, it's crazy. I mean, I can admire that. Now, are you saying that just because you want to, like, you know what I'm saying, appease the women? Or you really
I'm
feel
saying that because I'm being honest, because, you know, doing to others as you had them doing to you. Now, I done did some shit before, too, so I ain't going to sit here and lie, but I know if my girl was cheating on me, I'd be devastated. But only because men can cheat for a multitude of reasons. Either he's cheating because he don't feel whole with who he with, or he's cheating for sport. But when a woman usually cheats, she's cheating because she's emotionally detached and somebody else have her attention and she's being conquered by another man.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why it hit different.
Well said. What is one misconception that women tend to have towards men? What is something that is so far that women say all the time, and it could be the furthest away from the truth as possible? Give me an example of something like that.
Men don't listen, or they don't know how to express their emotions. A man will tell you what the problem is. The woman don't want to listen, because when the man says you got a problem with this, is you complaining. But if a woman says that she has a problem with the same thing and you don't adhere to what she's saying, then it's okay, you're not listening to me. But nah, I already told you what my problem was, and you didn't listen and care to see what was actually going on with me. So I hear you, but you're not hearing me. So now I'm just a shell of myself when I'm with you. I ain't listening to what you're telling me, because you ain't listening to nothing I'm saying either.
Got you. Now, if you could like change one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
About like say for instance, you could sprinkle some pixie dust and it could change one thing about women. What would that be?
Accountability.
Yeah, always.
Women lack accountability like a mug, I swear. Like, it don't even exist in their world or their realm.
Now, do you think that you can just group all women in that? Because we had some women calling here today, and they basically was taking accountability. This one lady said, hey, my mouth was a problem. Now, we had some women who was taking accountability. Now, however, the women who was admitting to that, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, had said they had to go through some growth. You know what I'm saying? It took them some ways to get there. So you think that accountability is the biggest thing that women just need to be able to just come to terms with?
Yeah, that, and not being so selfish. Like, women are very self-centered. Like, everything be about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, a man can go out and go to work every day and have a bad day, and then, you know, you come home and your girl wants you to do everything under the sun. And it's like, oh, you ain't spending no time with me. Like, I need some time to decompress. I need to get my thoughts together. Like, I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to do what you want me to do all of the time. So those are just things that I encountered in a relationship. It's not like that with all women. Mm-hmm. And if women have evolved into accountability, usually the damage has already been done from their actions that mm-hmm. forced them to evolve into taking accountability. You know mm-hmm. what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So, Chauncey, thank you so much. I wanted to get some insight from a male perspective, and I like to talk to different males, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the biggest problem that we have in our community, and this is just being me, honestly, I feel like we love to point the finger at each other instead of finding a solution. And when I'm saying us, I mean black men and black women. I be so tired of going onto the internet and it's always this combative nature with each other. And I wish that we can get into a place to where we can really just like everybody take emotions out of things and really have a supreme conversation so we can get families back on the track that it needs to be. Because this shit here is disgusting to me on a lot of different levels, and I hate it for us. What advice, to end off, would you give a young man who's now in the midst of a terrible situation? Regardless of what transpired, it became domestic, all right? And do you think in this culture that he could now be canceled for it?
I don't think nobody should be canceled for it. And do you mean like as far as like in relationships or what?
Like, you know how public perception is. I mean, this young dude he's DDG. He's a rapper, streamer, YouTuber, and this girl is the Little Mermaid, Halle Bailey. They got into a domestic situation and things like that. Do you think that at this day and age, this is something that he can come back from?
Yeah, I think it is, but before, like for younger guys like that who just not getting into relationships with people, if you're gonna be in a relationship with some, this is one thing that you need to know. This to all of the young fellas. Every time you hurt your girl, she do not come back as the same version. Flat out. So if you don't want a different version of her that's gonna make things hard for you, do what you're supposed to do. And then secondly, I think that he can come back from that because shit happen, man. Everybody make mistakes. Nobody is perfect, although we all try to be. And people try to hide stuff behind closed doors, but everybody that been in some type of domestic dispute, whether it became public or still private or not. So we got to shed grace on everybody. And just as we want to be forgiven for our transgressions, we need to forgive others for their transgressions and help the brother out, man. Probably send him to counseling, and you know he can probably learn better ways to anger management. And if he ever do get in a situation like that, just walk away.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much for calling in, family.
All right, for sure. Appreciate you too. Take care. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Hey, these conversations, man, is become a topic of so many different podcasts and interviews, and we have this thing to where we go back and forth with this debate of men do this and women do this, and we've been doing it for so long and it's getting us nowhere. I don't like concentrating on one aspect of things because I don't think one aspect is going to fix or even start the what we need to fix it. He said something before he just got off that was really dope to me. He said every time you do something wrong to your girl or boy or your man, anytime you do something wrong to your girl or your man, they're going to return as a different version of themselves. That's some lit shit. Because that's what happens. And I think that's sometimes what men don't understand. Men think that women are going to just heal like Wolverine. You think that you can break trust, right? Whether it be cheating, whether it be putting your hands on me, whether it be you talking down upon me. You know what I mean? You do these things. And you think that we're going to just resume up where we used to be or who we used to be. You think that you think that when we resume, I'm going to be that same person. You're going to be that same. That's what you hold on to. That's what you think. So now the domestic violence is because you want to beat that old person out of me because I'm never going to be the same again. And that was deep. And I think that's something that we share on both sides of the gender spectrum. That was some deep shit. It was sexy. Facts. Because that's the truth. And I think men got to sometimes understand that. When you do decide to cheat or get in domestic violence situations, understand that woman that you fell in love with won't be that no more. And if you can deal with a different version of your woman, then that's what you're going to have to do. But if not, it's never going to work again. And that shit is crazy. I'm going to open up the lines. I want people to call in. Let's talk. This is a little bit longer of a Breakfast and Bud, but I don't give a fuck. I love real conversations like this. Hit me up on the phone, 678-235-4338. Let's talk.
Call from Articulate Brows LL.
What it do, family?
Hey, too.
Hey, boo.
Hey, honey. Yeah, I'm so glad you did this segment because I'm actually going through this literally right now.
Okay.
I've been with my, excuse my voice, I've been with my ex for, it would have been almost 20 years in August. We were high school sweethearts. I picked up, moved my life. I moved with him to Atlanta. And just recently, sorry, my baby in the back. Just recently, two side chicks pulled up to my house in the same week. Now, the first one, I wasn't surprised by because I picked up on shit. You know, the text messages, all types of day, all types of night, cash apps, whoop, 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 in the third. So come to find out, side chick number one was pregnant at the same time as I was with my second baby. Now, I lost my first baby in December of 21 at 21 weeks, and the girl actually brought me a gift. So that's how I know of her. I knew her as this homegirl, that's a co-worker, whoop, whoop, whoop. So number two, so she didn't know exactly where we stood. She thought that we were just co-experiencing. So come to find out, when she pulls up to the house, I tell her what's really going on between me and him. So now she's feeling herself, and she's like, oh, for real? Okay. Well, tell her about the trip to New York. Tell her about the baby that you paid for my abortion for. And then also tell her about the side chick, the other bitch that you're supposed to be leaving me for. I said, oh, okay. I mean, this was in the house for a good 5 hours, okay? Comparing notes. So I told him, I said, oh, okay. Call number 3 then. Since this is the one you want to run off with, whoop, 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 in the third. Okay, bet. And I said, FaceTime her. Because I want to see that hoe, and she definitely going to see me. So he FaceTimes her. He turns the FaceTime around. I'm thinking it's going to be a cute little bust down, something. It ain't. So, okay, little thing, everything. So I asked her, I said, so what was your understanding of what we had going on? Because clearly, you know he had somebody since you didn't been to the house before. So the issue that I got with number 3 is, one, you've been in the house, in my house at that. And number 2, you've been around my kid. I got a problem with that, first and foremost. Now, number 3, I was under the impression that she was just a co-worker that is conveniently doing his hair because she can pull up to the house and he ain't got to drop my baby off to somebody. Okay, cool. So then come to find out, number 2 is putting the pieces of the puzzle together for number 3. So I'm like, oh, okay, so number 3 is the one you really rocking with. So apparently, you ending it with me and number 2 for number 3 because y'all, what he call it, y'all conversate good or whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? So now, in the same fucking week too, this happened on Monday, come Thursday, Friday, he's telling me, him, and number 3 need to sit down and have a talk because at the point in which she's going to be in the picture, we got to figure out how we going to coexist. I beg to fucking differ. And I told him on Monday night, I said, on my son, you got me fucked up on whatever you think y'all about to do and you think I'm about to be a part of, because it ain't fucking happening.
He trying to poly you?
No, he's not trying to poly me. What he's trying to do is push her on me because this is the one he's choosing. So at the point in which she's the one he's choosing, he wants me and her to figure out how we're going to coexist because she's the one he's choosing. And I'm like, absolutely not. Because for one, you didn't have my baby around this lady, and I don't even know her like that, for one. Now, granted, if my baby was like 5, 6, 7, a little verbal, a little more independence about her. So my baby's not even 2 yet, not even in daycare. So it's an absolutely no. And then it was the way you went about the shit. You've been thinking around. Because I said, well, I'm off for a couple of days. Let's set up the play date. Now I know why he didn't want to set up play dates for me because him and her already had some shit going on. Feel me? So this what happened. So that went down Monday. Monday, I told him, well, since she know where the fuck we live, if she want to talk to me, she gonna talk to me like a woman in person, and since she know where the fuck we live, have her pull up. So we talk, whoop, whoop, whoop. By the end of the shit, let me just tell you how it all goes down so I don't hold up your time. I packed my baby up that night and I left at 6 in the motherfucking morning. When he left and went to work at 4 a.m., I had my baby packed, I had my car packed, 5, 6, 7 luggage bag, a cooler for my baby milk, and I hit the fucking road. I drove 9 hours from Atlanta to Indiana so I wouldn't have to do something that I would fucking regret and lose my baby for the rest of my life. Because I don't know what type of bitch you think I am, and I'm sorry for cussing too.
No, go ahead.
I'm actively in it, and it hurts too, because he didn't have to do me like that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you couldn't respect me as your significant other, as your friend for almost 20 years, you did not have to disrespect me like that. And then the night I left too, so I left Monday. The night I left, you know he had that lady stay in my fucking house. Cause you gotta understand, I still got the camera shit. So I saw her and her people pull up, but it didn't dawn on me that she never left. So her brother and her oldest daughter got out the car, and the daughter handed my ex a book bag. I'm thinking, maybe because they all work together, maybe he might have left something in her car or whatever the fuck they had going on. Then when I went back to relook at it in the clear, in the better mind, I realized the brother and the daughter left, so she never fucking left, and he set the alarm. So nobody left after that. So I've been in Indiana for I think this was my 3rd week. She's been in and out the house, ordering food, leaving at 6 o'clock. She was just there on Mother's Day. And the only reason why I didn't spaz out on his ass on Mother's Day is because that's my fucking day. And I deserve to have peace on my day. So best believe when he came in town yesterday to see my baby, I gave it to him. What the fuck? What do you really got going on? Because now you're trying to backtrack and say that she ain't the reason you didn't choose her, and she ain't the reason why you broke up your family, this, that, and the third. But clearly, she is. Now she's just your friend, this, and the third. Oh, because when she came to the house, he introduced her to me in my house as his girlfriend. Now that I'm gone and I took your daughter from you, now she ain't your girlfriend. Now everything was mixed emotions. Boo, 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 boo. No, you made your choice. You made your decision. I made mine, and this how it's got to be. Icing on the cake too is this motherfucker. She married. Married. Allegedly going through a divorce. I don't believe it. Because my attorney in Georgia, she said, I see the marriage, but I don't see the divorce filing. So whatever she's doing, I don't know. I don't even care.
Damn.
But when I tell you, that lady that called a couple calls ago, and she was like, we have to learn when to leave it too. When I tell you, I just stayed, and I took it. I can't take it anymore. Do you know how much buildup you have to put a 1-year-old in a car and drive 9 hours to another state and not tell him?
Damn.
Baby, when I said I gave my best J-Lo from enough, I was the fuck up out of there and felt good doing it. Because you must have forgot where you got me from, and you must have forgot who you was really with. I understand we've been together since we was kids. People grow up, they grow out of love, move in the third. And that's cool, I understand that. But I always been the girlfriend or the significant other or whatever the title to check in with my partner like, hey, we good? We need a break? Do we need to, we need to check it? What, are we okay? And if not, what can we do? Now that we gone, now it's you want to do the therapy and you want to do this, that, and the third. And it's a no.
Girl, if you better get back in that car. You better get back in that car. I ain't lying. We left Mitch ass. We left Mitch ass. That's it. Nah, don't do that. Nah, I hate that you had a terrible Mother's Day. I don't know what was going on. Mother's Day was crazy as hell. This Mother's Day, it seemed like everybody was going through some shit. But I'm happy you got a chance to leave. You leave his ass. Don't look back. And thank you so much for calling, sis. And look, delete that Ring camera. Don't look at that shit. You don't want to see that shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Love you too.
Love you too. She should have made some grits for everybody before she left. I would have splashed everybody. Nah, I'm playing. Okay, listen, stop. We be a little tight. Let's bring it down a notch. You feel what I'm saying? Hey man, I know we went over a little bit with Breakfast and Bud, but this was a very interesting topic. Listen, you guys. Since I came on here, bro, I ain't never pretend. And look, sometimes it's very difficult and it's gut wrenching sometimes to have some very terrible conversations, and we gotta have them though. We gotta have them. We can't shy away from certain shit. We can't.
Call from
Monica.
Hey, Monica.
Hey, baby.
Hi.
You still talking about DDG, right?
Yeah, we talking about all of it. Yeah, that's what we talking about.
But no, that's right, girl. I am sick. I am sick with it. I am sick with it. I love me some DDG and Haley. I hate this.
Me too. Me too.
I hate what's the house on, you know. But one thing I wanted to say, I've been watching you. I kind of caught you late, so I caught the end of your streams and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I want to say about all of this here, I don't know whether DDG is guilty or not, but I do think it's a reaction to every action.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. And another thing, Haley is not as innocent as everybody thinks.
She's not.
She is.
She's not.
Because the night of the gala, the after party, they showed Haley getting into the Sprinter with Brent. They showed her getting into the Sprinter with Brent. He had her purse and her phone. Yes, the media showed it, and I sat and I watched it with my own two eyes, and that was the same night that DDG was trying to get Halo while she was out at the gala.
See,
she had been with Brent. I don't care what she's saying on the messages, because I said and watched you read them all. She was with Brent.
Now, she might have been with Brent at the gala. She just wasn't in St. Lucia with him. And here's the thing. She could be that. And that's what I don't know. That's what I'm not understanding, because DDG didn't have 6 baddies around him.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that really doesn't have
look.
Significance.
I'm listening.
No, you know what I'm saying? To me, that really don't have significance. I mean, they broke up. So if she wanted to be with Brent, if she wanted to ride Brent, she could. See, the thing about it is it's about Halo. Now, the thing that I said when I've been reacting to the whole situation, DDG do have to understand. When it comes down to co-parenting situations for it to work, they have to have a schedule in place.
He around baddies, but he never, ever, ever had any of the... Okay, I'm talking.
Now, I think you got to mute me in the background because it's like echoing.
Yeah, let me turn it back down because I was trying to hear what you said. I agree with you, but even though DDG is in the videos with the females, we know there's content. One thing that I would stand on him with, he has never, ever, ever had any of those females around Halo.
But we have never seen Brent with Halo neither. See, that's what I'm saying. We're now going into a different dynamic. There's no pictures of Halo with Brent neither.
It's not, but just because she said he wasn't there, don't mean he wasn't there.
But she trusting DDG in the same capacity. See what I'm saying?
That's true.
You can't do that.
You're
you can't do that.
Right. Okay.
Can't do that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like that's a blame. No, we cannot do that. You know what I mean? And that's just that's what it's all boiled down to. Listen, they just got to come up with a schedule that's going to work and going to be fair for the both of them with their children. Whoever they see in their leisure time is their business. That shouldn't even be in the conversation. The conversation be, how do we get them both to be able to get a schedule to where they both going to be able to agree with it.
For Halo.
That's it.
At the end of the day, that's who's important is Halo. He's
the
most important thing through it all. And that's, like I said, I just hope he get him an attorney and they be able to sit down, discuss something, and everybody be able to co-parent and stuff like that. I would just hate for him to not be able to see Halo. That's just the worst outcome of this whole thing. I don't care about nothing else. It's just
him being able to see the child is the most important thing. I that's the only part that hurts my heart. Even though I love him and Haley, I promise you, I wanted this thing to work out so bad. I've been up like this with my child, honey.
Somebody said they think.
I promise you, I've been up like this with my child, just watching everything, just trying to see, read and hear everything, waiting to see if she gonna speak, if he gonna speak. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hope neither one of I hope neither one of them speak. That's the problem.
I don't either. I want them to go to the court and work it out, honey. Go sit down with
That's what she
each other,
did.
Hopefully she have her attorney and he have his attorney, and they just sit there and they come to an agreement. You know what I'm saying? It don't even have to go no further. They don't have to go no further than this. They can sit down with their attorneys and come with an agreement. Even though it may look bad, you know what I'm saying? I think they can still fix it.
All right, thank you so much for calling in, Pooh.
Thank you, baby.
No problem. See, this is what I be telling y'all. It's all ages that have certain ways of how they feel. This entirely is nobody business who neither one of them is sleeping with. That's being honest. See, it's already a narrative right now that she had halo around Brent. And that's what she's complaining about. Look, this is what I say. And it goes back to what I said. I told that man to go to court and get this established. Get this schedule established. Now, I will say this, and I'm going to keep this a stack. All right? I touched on it a little bit last night. Men sometimes feel like when they give a woman their first kid, there's just going to be certain privileges that he's going to always have. All right? I want people to follow me. I'm not saying that this is the DDG and Hallie situation, but I'm speaking on a point of view from his perspective. All right? I honestly feel he wasn't able to handle the structure part of it. See, when he was with Haley, there was no boundaries of when he could see Halo. What I want men and women to understand is once you make a choice to procreate, all right? Once you make that choice to procreate, that's your choice, all right? When you break up, when you're no longer together, men and women have to both understand that your access will never be the same again. Okay? This is a situation where I feel like DDG may have been in his feelings about the access portion. All right? Now, hear me out. When you have Dub and Woo Wop, Dub has always had access to his son for different reasons. All right? DDG might have automatically felt like he was going to share that same access as Dub. But what I'm trying to explain to people is that everybody's ship is going to be different. Okay? And I feel like once Hallie made up in her mind that they were not going to be together, look, it's the separate thing. Both of them agreed to it. We seen it. I think that DDG had a problem with the access now. And that's what it all boiled down to, Shawty. I have seen on this affidavit, and one thing that I will honestly say, it is that she talked about establishing a schedule millions of times. I can't even lie on that end. Look, y'all know, nigga, y'all know me. Y'all know this is hard. I don't want to see this for DDG because I love this nigga. No cap. But I'm going to also be for real, bro. He was not able to handle her setting her boundaries. Men, I just told people this. I just shared with these people online last night, drunk than the fuck. My brother is going through the same situation right now. And I had to tell him some hurtful shit for his ass, but it's the truth. You did whatever you did. She put up with it. to the point she didn't want to put up with it. Now that she's establishing boundaries, you mad. He tight at the whole chest. Nigga throat burning, bro. But see, the thing about it is sometimes men want certain things after the fact. You know what I mean? So my brother wanted to intervene on her time, on her days. They got a schedule in place. He got sisters. Nah, let's get this shit together. You feel me? Because he won't be that. All right? They got a schedule. It's now her week. You feel me? He over there. I miss my son. This what he calling me? I miss my son, man. Shit, man, I was just thinking about going over there and seeing if I could, take such and such to get something to eat. So I say, nigga, it's her week. It's her week. I know, man, but shit, I mean, if I want to see my son, I should be able to see my son. Nope. The nigga ain't talked to me in 3 days. He mad as hell at me. Nope. Don't work like that. That's the thing that I feel like men miss sometimes, and I'm going through it with my brother right now. So I'm speaking from experience when I'm saying this type of shit. That access is a motherfucker. Cause see, when you first break up, you all right. Cause you get to go and kick it with the first bitch who you remember who you really wanted to knock down, but you couldn't cause you was with your shorty. You know what I'm saying? You hitting everybody who was in your gram and the DMs. You feeling good them first couple weeks. First month. You alright cause you in them streets. You did? You think you can slang some dick around? That's what's going on. But then you have to stop. Because then reality sets in because all of the shit you was doing in the first month, now it done slowed down. Holidays is coming up. You looking on Instagram and shit, you seeing niggas bringing they fucking girls the little rose flowers and the teddy bears and shit. You looking at that shit, now it dawns on you. I wonder who the fuck she been with if I been doing this. Men can't handle that part. Men can't handle that part. And I love my brother. I do. And I would never let a female just do him dirty. But brother, you made the point to be okay with dismantling your family. Okay? Part in that dismantle is you're going to have to understand that now there are going to be days. It's what you chose. It's what you chose, bro. You made it point to agree with it. Suck it up, nigga. It's Friday. It's her day. Sit your ass down. Play some Xbox or something. Because you're wrong if you go over there fucking with that girl. It's the truth. When you get to a certain status, man. And let's be real. You know? Niggas don't like that structure. It fucks a nigga up, especially when a man is used to being in control. It's facts. Read a book. Now, another thing that I'm going to be honest with, and I said this last night, I'm going to reiterate and I'm going to get the fuck on, give me some lunch. People and the children and the young men that really don't understand life right now, they might look at the internet and they saying, damn, this nigga DDG, he got all the baddies. And he has. He done had some top tiers in the circle since he been streaming. But young men, let me explain something to y'all. Them baddies is usually the most boring bitches on God's green earth. The coochie most of the time is bunk as fuck. Most of the time when you see that man and he's doing what he got to do to make his money, he thinking about his BM. And that's a fact. I tell my brother, come to terms with your feelings. It'll make things go a lot easier. All them fucking women that he around ain't Haley. He ain't happy. Or not saying that he's not happy. What I'm saying is the internet is a facade. Because I will say this. If he was content with the way the things were, Brent Fayez wouldn't matter. It's a fact. I'm schooling y'all. I'm giving y'all some of them good gems today. He had to go through it. So now, my brother's girlfriend, Shantae's got a man, and he really mad now. Now he just want to pick him up just to pick him up. His ass. No. Hey, he my brother. I love him. I'm going to tell him. You can't. And look, I'm laughing because I had a conversation with him about his family. I said, bro, your woman gonna get on your nerve. If you don't look at your woman sometimes and just want to choke her for no reason, the love is not real. I stand on that. Sometimes I could just look at my shorty and she just get on my nerve and she ain't doing absolutely nothing. That's how I know we made it. It's going to happen, brother. Okay? We had a talk. Man, fuck that bitch. I'm done with this jump, man. I'm about to move on, man. You know how many shorties want me? You know what I can do? You know what I can do? I said, oh, for real? I said, so let's talk about it now. I said, now, you know, if you decide to leave your family, there might be a chance where another nigga could be pouring orange juice for your son. You get that part, right? You sure? You ready for this? I mean, you really done with her because that's what's going to happen. Because guess what? When you go out there and fuck all them hoes you talking about, she going to ride some dick too. But the difference between women and men, she ain't going to ride the dick until she really, really like that nigga. That's the one you got to watch out for, little brother. This is what I'm talking to him. Hey, little brother, look. Be scared when she start dating. Like, nigga, when they going out to eat and shit, don't trust that, bro. Shit, this getting true. And when women do that, we love emotionally first, bro. You fucking just the fuck. You sure? Man, I'm over that long as I got my son. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take care of my son. I don't give a fuck who that motherfucker with. I'm doing just what I'm doing now on the phone. I swear to God, I can't make this shit up. You sure? Because, bro, your son won, bro. You going to be missing out on a whole bunch of shit. You know what I mean? You ready to dismantle your family? You really ready? Yeah, man, fuck all that. Cool. Bet. Let's get a schedule in place. It was done. It was easy. Perfect as fuck. You did. Perfect. Everybody adhered to the things. Both of them ain't got no money, so we ain't had to split assets and no shit like that. Just you come together and shit. You feel me? So the big sisters helped him. He got straight. Got a nice schedule. Now we fast forward to after he done slung dick. See, while he was out there slinging dick to any and everybody, she was getting to know one person. So when that nigga got finished and shit, she had been courting this nigga about 2.5, 3 months. Nigga, they on their 6th dinner date. So now he know it ain't just a hop on the D experience. So now he like, yeah, I'm thinking that maybe I want to, do more stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think we should do more activities and shit. Me, my son, and her. I said, bro, what? I said, nigga, you trying to have a picnic? Nigga, fuck. I said, what you mean? I mean, just so. I said, no. That nigga, he ain't talked 4 days now. He ain't called me in 4 days because he wants me to coddle him. And I'm not. I ain't. And I'm going to laugh through it. No, he probably mad at me more because I laughed. I laughed hardest. I said, nigga, what? So now, what I told his ass is coming to pass. Because guess what? Her and a new man thinking about, you know what I'm saying, once the lease at her house is up to move in together. You remember I said, you gonna be straight with another nigga pouring orange juice for your son? For your son? The day's coming. I'm not gonna coddle my brother. For what? It ain't gonna do shit for him. And men gotta understand, and I told this nigga that before this baby. I said, nigga, protect your nuts. Treat your sperm like gold, bro. Because the woman you choose to procreate, you have now entered forever with. Shit, nigga. Stupid. You feel me? So now you gotta deal with it. So now she's happy over there with Brent, fire ass. And he feel like he can go over there on her day and take him to go get a Happy Meal. No, you can't do that. It's not fair. And you know what, brother? You can't pop up now. You can call her and ask, hey, if y'all ain't doing nothing, you mind if I take Jace up the street and get him a Happy Meal? You can do that, brother. There's nothing wrong with that. But if she say no, hey, cause if she say no, you can't be mad, bro. Like that serious. That's why, man, I love DDG to death. But I know for a fact, when that nigga came over to that house, shawty, to get Halo, they had RSB, and she said no. That nigga was mad at him. Hey, and y'all know I love that nigga Moo. Y'all know I love it, man. Everybody on my stream know I've been trying to meet this nigga for years, bro. But I gotta tell the truth. That's why when this situation came, I was quiet. Niggas was DMing me because they know I love this nigga. Niggas, I was like, fuck. And the fact that I'm going through it in real time. Oh, I know this happened. I know it happened. See, that's what y'all gotta stop listening to. You look, the internet is a facade, okay? Most men, it don't matter how much money they have, is gonna feel just like them. My brother and DDG is the same nigga right now. I swear to God. One just richer. One is just richer. My brother can't do nothing but play Xbox. DDG at least can fly to Japan. He can do that and do shit like that. But nigga, it's the truth. Hey, look, man. Listen, I love the fuck out of y'all, but I told that nigga is mad, bro. Man, listen, it's life. The thing about it is, at the end of the day, I do want things to work out between both of them because I really fuck with both of them. I really do. And niggas know how much I fuck with DDG. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that this is going to be a very great learning moment for the both of them. Both of them is losing right now. It's because it's going to be a lot of things that I feel like is going to come out when Haley has really been a very private person. So she's already lost in that sense. A lot of women is not even supporting anything that's going on right now, only because they felt like they warned her before the situation. DDG will have this stain on him. It's just the way that it's going to be. You know what I mean? Will he be canceled from it? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? This nigga fan base is cold. I ain't gonna hold you. But would it stain him? Absolutely. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So that's just where we at. Look, you guys. These situations is not funny. Okay? But we gotta all understand that men have the same emotional sentiment sometimes that we do. The hard exterior that a lot of y'all meet when y'all start to date that nigga came over time. And it came for certain reasons. I'm not saying that, you know what I mean, it gives any man a pass. Because the same shit I'm talking about with these men is the same thing with these women, y'all. What I'm saying is Don't just throw everybody away at their first error, okay? The point is, we have to be able to pull these folks to the side and have these conversations so next time it won't happen and it can be prevented. You know what I mean? We're not helping no situation trying to act like our shit don't stink. I think people take to me a lot because my shit do stink. And I'ma share that. And I'm okay with that. Because I'm imperfectly perfect, bitch. You know what I mean? And that's just the way that it is. But yeah, man. Baby Rich and Deshae said that Halle was beat DDG few times. Baby Rich said he seen Halle beat Lopez, fam. We already established. Halle said in her affidavit that they fought each other. She said we fought each other. She said it. So I'm pretty sure that he got some pieces and she got some meat. Listen, I was young. I know how that shit worked. I got a cut on my neck. I told people my domestic violence story last night. Y'all missed it. You know what I mean? But I got a scratch on my neck. My jugular could have been infiltrated. And then I got a puncture wound on my ass to where she stabbed me in the ass. Can't make this shit up. It's not funny. But I know at them moments now when I look back, I wasn't emotionally sound to handle certain things that was said to me. Now I don't give a fuck what you say. It's easy. But that takes practice, you guys. And all I mean is, let's stop stunting some of these young folks' practice. They got to learn like we did. Yeah. Hell yeah. Y'all could probably, my light might be bright. We was in there tussling. It's right. I think it's like right there. You go down like right there. Yeah, man, we was tussling. This young love shit just like them. I had been cheating. This same story, just in reversal. I hadn't been cheated. And she found out. But what he said early, when she returned, even though she forgave me, she was never the same version of who she was. Because I had hurt her and killed the trust. So it was never the same. And look at my young ass. I'm looking at her like it was her fault. And I didn't cheat. See, this is the shit that sometimes men and women don't come to terms with. I can do it now because I'm happy. Shit, it's been 15 years. I'm good. But what I'm saying is, at that young time, she forgives me for my wrongdoing. But then I'm mad that she a different version of herself. Go figure. That's what niggas do. That's what women do. That's what we all do. You dig? And yeah, so when she returned, I was aggravated. And she started distancing herself from me. Yeah, you're right, Kia. I know you said it, and I said it on the video last night. Ruby Rose did say something about this as well. So you would be right. It wouldn't be his first error. It would now be labeled a pattern. If you know what I'm saying, when everything come about, you know what I'm saying, and if everything come about, yes, it would now be a pattern. You're absolutely right. Now she's getting a restraining order, which is a power move. You know what? Let me tell y'all something. Halle did everything she was supposed to do by the book, and she did it perfectly. I'm not gonna lie. She did. A lot of women be saying, leave. We went through all 52 pages. And I will say, out of all 52 pages, she was very thorough. While he was streaming, she was on the phone with her lawyer. And I just hope that this is a situation that I hope that they will be, because I know they both love their son. And I just hope that for his sake that they can work this shit out to the point to where Halo can be able to be around mom and daddy, not work it out as a relationship wise. I don't really think it could be worked out at this point. I don't think that they could ever probably be back together. Ever. It's done now. She went in the right direction. Some things I feel was a little OD. I ain't gonna lie. Like saying that he can't talk about his son at all on stream. I felt like that was a little OD. I'm not gonna hold you, because he should still be able to be a father. And what I mean, like, even if you don't have your son on stream, I feel like you should still be able to say, man, hey man, let me tell y'all what Halo did. Like, he should be able to do that. I don't feel like him not mentioning him at all was called for. Another thing that I did also say is that, I mean, the restraining order does extend to Halo. So, as of right now, he's not able to see Halo. Not until, I guess, there's going to be a schedule that has to be worked out in place before that can happen. But as of right now, he would not be able to, because we looked at the restraining order and he was listed. And I hope to see a lot of y'all. It was a lot of people that I missed when we did the meet and greet in Detroit. But I hope that you guys all come out to the video shoot. I want to see y'all faces in it. I want your faces to be seen if you really give a fuck about these babies. Whether they're your blood or not, if you really care and you want to take a stand, come out there into the video shoot.